Hi everybody, my name is Kim Payton. I am so excited to be here to film episode 3. Just a recap of what the show I Can is about. It's about people sharing their story, people with disabilities, and sharing their stories and how they're living with it, how they're overcoming it. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But the goal is empowerment, inspiration, overcoming. So today I'm really excited to introduce my very good friend. Her name is Donna Hartman, and she is living with multiple sclerosis. So this is her story, because that's what this show is about. It's about stories, yours and mine. So today we're going to hear and listen to Donna Hartman's story. The Wonder Woman who is living with multiple sclerosis. Hi Donna, welcome to the show I Can. I am so excited that you are here.
Well, I'm excited to be here too, because I'd like to spread the word about MS, because, well, multiple sclerosis, but some people do call it MS, and what it is.
Great.
And I'm going to explain to you what multiple sclerosis actually is. Multiple sclerosis means scars, many scars, which means the myelin, it's a myelin sheath that is wrapped around your nerves. The myelin sheath gets damaged, interrupting the message of the nerve being sent to wherever it has to go. So, in other words, I have balance issues. So, the nerves that are affecting my balance are the myelin sheath is affected.
So when you say you have balance issues, so you're saying the nerves in your legs are affected at the balance?
No, I think it's more the nerves in my brain,
Your brain.
that help me balance.
Oh,
You know?
okay, I understand.
Yeah,
It's for
working
thinking
memory.
and your working memory,
Your working
short-term,
memory,
long-term
like
memory.
that.
Okay.
Right. Like for me, short term, sometimes I can't remember where I put my car keys. I just had them. I know everybody does that. They say, oh, that happens to me all the time.
Right.
But I can do that frequently. I can see, with short-term memory, I can see myself doing that a lot. The losing my train of thought, like I'm doing right now.
I'm happy to guide you. But say you having the one thing about the show is how to help others, how to overcome. So what strategy do you use? Because you obviously are aware I have a problem with short-term memory. So this is what I need to do. So you're talking about your car key. Do you have a strategy? Do you finally know that I have to keep my car keys in the same spot every single time?
Yes, yes, that's very important, to keep things, to have everything to have a place, everything in its place, and everything has a place. So I know that if I need the scissors, I know where they are. If I need, towels, I know where they are.
So you're actually probably super organized because you want to know where everything is and everything has a place. So
you would think, but it's so funny. Organizing, I used to be good. I used to work as a secretary. I used to work as and keeping things organized.
Right.
That has affected my cognitive issues that I have. That I can't organize as much. Like, for example, cooking Thanksgiving meal. I have to prepare, do little things a week ahead of time. Little things like, prepare the menu, mash potatoes, do little things at a time to help me get prepared, because sometimes I just forget. I have to really plan things out more than I had in the past.
Okay, so it's a lot more work for you.
It is, but I can do it.
Of course you can.
I can, yeah.
So do you find that, in terms of organization skills, that technology can help you? Because, we used to like to go back with the paper and pen, but I don't know if you're going to lose your paper and pen and go straight to your phone and take pictures.
The iPhone I use a lot because I make notes to myself. Whenever I think about something, I just have a running list of notes that I go through regularly to make sure that I've checked off my to-dos, or paid a bill, or whatever I had to do. I try to capture it on my phone, and I can. I don't have to write it down. I can dictate it, which is a big help.
So if you have friends with multiple sclerosis who are having problem with the limb, the iPhone or the laptop is actually a wonderful thing because they
Exactly.
can be voice activated.
Exactly.
So they have that sense of independence.
Yeah, that voice dictation is very helpful. I used to be a secretary. I used to type letters all the time, but it's hard for me. I can't remember sometimes where I used to have my home row keys. I knew where the A, S, D, F. I knew the letters, but I'll think I'm hitting the D, but I'm hitting something else. So it's not as
So that affects
yeah.
your-
So it's different.
So I'm learning so much from you, and I can only imagine when you were an adult and you were a functional woman, and you, as you say, you had a job, you know, you raised your family, and then all of a sudden the doctor tells you that you have multiple sclerosis.
Organizations and the grants and things that were available for people that have multiple sclerosis through the MS Society, the National Society of Multiple Sclerosis. There's a MS Association, and there's many.
So how did you feel that these grants, if you applied for it, how would you feel they would help you or benefit you?
The grant, there's many grants.
Okay.
One grant was, it gave me a computer, a new computer. And it was at a time where I had lost my job based on multiple sclerosis. My thinking wasn't working right. So it was a mutual let go. And at the time when I was thinking I could work from home. That's why I got the computer, because I'm thinking, well, then maybe I can still do some work at home. And
how come that did not pan out?
I didn't pan out because when I lost my job, I lost my confidence because I was making mistakes on my job.
Okay.
And it was, you know, when you transpose numbers, when you're working with money.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that could be a big
in your job,
problem.
I know you mentioned you were secretary, but I believe you were also dealing with
I was
medical
also
billing.
medical billing. Right.
So you're
That's
working
where
with
I was.
numbers.
That was my last job. Right.
Okay.
And yeah. And
so you were making mistakes. So
right.
you're saying it's a mutual decision. You don't feel like they discriminated against you because
No,
of your multiple
no,
sclerosis.
No,
Okay.
I didn't sue anybody. I didn't think it was a discrimination. It was just they had me leave before I didn't have to say that I was going to leave. For example, my doctor was always telling me, anytime you want to leave, I'll help you go on disability. And I kept saying, no, I want to leave on my terms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they beat me to the punch. They said, you know,
So
and they knew I had multiple sclerosis.
What's your biggest obstacle with living with multiple sclerosis?
Well, the one thing I haven't told anybody yet on tape here, I've given up driving. I used to drive to and from work, and then slowly but surely I was noticing I was having little fender benders, and then one day my daughter called and asked me to bring her dinner. She was working a shift up the road and forgot her dinner. She was working the late shift. So I brought over dinner for her, but when I pulled into the parking lot, she worked at a hotel, I actually thought I was stepping on the brake, but I was stepping on the gas, and I hit the gas and went right into the wall of the hotel and the window. That there was a guest on the other side of the window, and he was shattered with glass. Thank God nobody was hurt. He was only scraped. But at that point, I was like, I guess I should drive, because I should stop driving. Talking to you now, like it was easy to give up driving, but it took me a good year and a half to adjust.
Oh yeah, because you lost your independence.
Right.
I mean, you
right.
can't just get one run to the store, one go to the gym.
Right.
You have to now rely on someone to take you there.
Yeah.
And you know, I've known you a long time. You're a very independent woman. Just backtracking up to the accident for a second. What was that? Because you were driving to the hotel, so obviously you didn't know at that time that your legs were affected. So when you hit the gas pedal, and your brain was sending the wrong signal, right. And you weren't able to judge the gas pedal from the brake pedal.
Right.
Now, how can the fact that you can drive? How do you get around?
Well, Uber has been a great friend of mine. You know, Uber is expensive though, but if I have to, Uber is always my my last alternative.
Okay.
My family, my husband and my children help me. Friends that help me, they go, help me take me food shopping. And plus, in my community, there's a bus that you can apply for, and if you can't drive anymore,
right,
you can get approved to get on this, to ride this bus to doctor's appointments, to go food shopping. It's just in the town, in the area. They don't go far, but
so this service is probably provided in all the states, right? National.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It gives me some independent. When I was growing up, I grew up on the East Coast, so I'm very fast paced. I had to learn to slow down.
What do you mean you had to learn to slow down? Like physically slow down?
For example, my thought process is very quick. I can't keep up with it. Sometimes I just had to take a break and just really step by step. If I wanted to clean out the garage one day,
right,
and I figured, I'll just take a day and do it. I can't do it a day. I had to chunk it down and say, okay, today I'm going to clean out this one box, this one large box, and get that out of here, and just kind of chunk it down and do it in a productive process, not all in one day.
Right, but that kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier about the organizational skills. Like you just do like one at a time, not get overwhelmed. Right. But you also had talked about the thinking process, the talking. Do you find sometimes when you're talking, your brain can't quite keep up? And
I find that I can't always find my words. Word finding is a very tough issue I have, and sometimes it's word finding. It's someone's name that I know it, and it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it at all.
So when that happens, and say you forgot my name, what would you do? Would you say?
Well, you get embarrassed. I mean, I know you close enough to say, I forgot your name, But if it's somebody like my husband's boss, I'm at a dinner party and I forgot his name, that's embarrassing. And something like that, I would talk to my husband and he would help me. Since he knows my issues,
right,
he helps me.
Okay,
he helps me along, and then sometimes if it is somebody that I just forgot, I might have to say, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
But I think that also applies to everybody, because I know there's been times I've gone out with my husband and we should say, okay, what's that person's name? So, but again, I think what you're trying to say is more frequently.
It's more frequent. It's more frequent, because a lot of times I'll say stuff and everybody will say, oh, that always happens to me, but I just feel like and I know it's more frequently.
And it's definitely because of multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say is your achievement?
Well, my achievement is
you've been living with multiple sclerosis.
It's adjusting to my new normal, and I know in myself I would love to help other people. I have no problem with it, but it's hard for me to ask for help, and that's very difficult. And also the not driving. It's just my new normal.
So basically, your greatest achievement is overcoming it, accepting your new normal, being optimistic, and starting every day with a smile, knowing it could be a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. It could be, and I know that. And some days I'm just like, I know it could be worse, but I'm mad. I'm mad that MS took this from me and took that from me, and I have my pity parties, but I have to get past it and go on.
Would you say for multiple sclerosis, sometimes it could be slow moving, it could be a fast moving disease, and there's no cure for it at this time?
There's no cure for it.
Even though there's no cure, people can live with multiple sclerosis, and they can live quite a long time.
Yeah.
And maintain some quality of life.
It depends on if you have progressive MS where it keeps progressing. Sometimes it gets to a point where it's hard, it affects the muscles that affect your lungs, and it's hard to breathe. Say, MS is life-altering, not life-threatening.
Thank you so much for coming today. I think we all learned so much. And like I know, she's also one of my closest friends. You're such an inspiration, and I think you've helped so many people out there. Thank you for coming to my show. Remember, if you would like to come here for me to interview you, be part of the show, you can email me at kimpaytontv@gmail.com. Show love, be kind.